to be reviewing Extreme Rules 2017.
Yes.
The latest Raw pay-per-view that was main evented by a fatal 5-way match for the #1 contender to fight Brock Lesnar. Yeah. Gimmick match. Gimmicky matches throughout the whole thing. But it started out with Kalisto and Apollo Crews with Titus O'Neil in his corner as part of the Titus brand.
So this whole Titus brand, I mean, that
it's like LeVar Ball.
This, and I know they want to do something with these characters, but this was. Remember on Backlash, I said, this was one of the matches where like, I just go to the bathroom. Let me know when this match is over. I really cared nothing for this match. It didn't give me anything that made me care for this match. It should have been one of those matches where they was what do they do, the house matches, the dark matches and stuff like that. That's how much I cared about this match.
This was a part of the pre-show, so and understandably so. But when you go Backlash and you had their pre-show match with Aiden English and Ty Dillinger, I mean, that was way better.
Yeah, I love that one. I love that one.
That was way better than this one.
This was just, man, it was a match. There were people in it that wore spandex and did wrestling moves. That's all I cared about this match.
Now, granted, both of them actually did pretty well. They had some great acrobatic moves. Freaking Kalisto is basically Rey Mysterio Jr. And,
he is.
And, but overall, as far as the storytelling in the ring, I don't think it was really there. It was okay. I thought that Titus O'Neil is just in the way, to be honest with you. They just don't know what to do with this guy, and I don't think that he's got the presence in the ring as far as mic work to really push him, to be honest with you, or keep him involved in it.
They already have too many people that are trying to do as a monster type character. It's like he's just overpowering, he's so strong, he's like freakishly this. I mean, maybe they go the route of what they did with Mark Henry back in the day. World
Hall of Pain.
Yeah, or because I hate when they go like they try to be funny with characters and they don't have that type of personality.
Right, and I think that's the case with this. Now he was actually when he was with Darren Young as primetime players, and they had that chemistry together. Him by himself, I mean, I just don't think that they're making it.
You know what they need? They need MVP.
They need MVP. They really do.
They need MVP.
They really do need MVP. Yeah. So, but anyway, it was an okay match, but at the end of the day, it's time to take a league match.
Yeah.
All right. Next one is IC match.
Yeah.
The IC match, Dean Ambrose champ versus The Miz. And if Dean Ambrose gets disqualified, that's the stipulation, he automatically loses the match.
Which is weird for a pay-per-view
called Extreme Rules. And that was one of the things that I did not buy into this match because of that. And when they're talking about a disqualification, like it's Extreme Rules. There's no disqualifications. But it is what it is.
Thing going into this was like,
it is what it is.
I mean, so the things that I liked about it.
No DQ, cage match.
Yeah.
That's next.
The things that I like about this match is that they seem to be raising the bar for IC. You got Miz, who's been a champion. You got Dean, who's been a champion. And they're fighting like seriously for the IC belt. It's not like it didn't seem like it was just a stepping stone anymore. Even though Booker T the Booker Man made a reference in the show during the commentary. He was like, when I became when I was Intercontinental champ, it was me, like my stepping stone to bigger and brighter things. These people have already been to the top, and it was like for them to put big names like this to represent the IC belt, where you would normally get like your lower people, like your Zigglers and I still think Finn Balor should be going for IC instead of be in the top tier of WWE. But when you got those particular type of characters or those particular type of wrestlers who would normally be going for the IC belt because it's their coming out party to get into the main card. To have your main eventers go for the IC, I thought it really brought a lot more focus to IC and gave a little bit more prestige.
I think that's one of the things. That's one of the reasons for one. If you really think about it, Brock Lesnar's not there to highlight the Universal title.
Right. So they got to focus on something else.
They have to focus on something else.
Okay.
when Rock and Austin were fighting for the IC, you know, they were still up and comers too.
Right.
Now they weren't.
It's normally
Austin
been
wasn't a rookie.
It's normally been an up and comer belt.
But yeah. But then you go Shawn and Razor at the ladder match at WrestleMania. You know, yeah. So there's been some really good.
I mean, if you think about Jericho, Jericho's held it. I mean, he just recently held it. Yeah,
9 times. Champ.
He just recently held it, and I mean, and now if you look at it, I guess as far as the up and coming was more for the long line of KO of Kevin Owens, but I mean, really, I mean, just seeing Jericho hold it again, that gave it prestige.
Yeah.
And like I said, seeing The Miz and, you know, Dean Ambrose fight for it gave it prestige. So I really like that aspect of it. The match was okay. The match was
pretty good. Yeah, it was okay. I mean, Dean Ambrose is, to be honest with you, his work hasn't been the best. I don't even think that.
No, he's been called a brawler.
I don't think he's as strong as an IC champ as he was. I don't even think he was as strong as a world champ. And I like Dean Ambrose, but I thought he was a better United States champion, and he has the longest reign of a U.S. title. But
my thing with Dean Ambrose is that he gets beat up too much.
And he doesn't take it doesn't look like he takes any of it really seriously, to be honest with you. That's just the way I see. But Miz is doing some freaking amazing work right now, and I think that he's definitely elevating it, and having him as a heel that really
is so over as a heel.
Yeah, and I think that's what's making the IC belt more credible when it's in his hands. I don't think that it needs to go unless
I don't remember too many heels being the IC champion. And The Rock. Yeah, I was like, I'll backtrack my whole statement and stuff, but that are noteworthy. Besides The Rock.
The Rock, Shawn, Razor, they were heels.
That was a long time ago. I mean, Jericho is a heel who's really a face. KO barely had it.
Well, either way, it's in good hands with The Miz, I think.
Yeah,
I think pretty good work. You know, hopefully, hopefully they give him a good long reign with it. You know, so he did really good as a SmackDown Intercontinental Champion. Hopefully, he can hold it with Raw.
He needs to be pushed a bit.
So the next time to take a league match is Sasha Banks and Rich Swann and Noam Dar versus Elisha Fox.
I got so much to say about this. First and foremost, Sasha Banks.
What happened?
Work on your in-ring stuff. Work out how you guys. No. Work out how you guys are gonna have this match go. I just made fun of, like I said, Dean Ambrose gets beat up too much when we were talking about him being as a heavyweight champion, as a world title champion. Not so much in that match against The Miz, but Sasha Banks in this match beat up. She had the one move from the top rope where she did the knees and she landed on the shoulder, knocked him down. That was it. That was really all she did in this whole match.
Is she turning into a freaking jobber?
No, she's not coming into a jobber. I just think that they're trying to.
She's in on a take a legal match. I think she's turning into a jobber.
They don't. Okay, so they're trying to push the other women in this particular division, and she already has her name.
But Alicia Fox is a former freaking champ.
By the way, Alicia Fox, so underrated. That girl is so good. She was so good. She was the best thing in that match. Besides,
I think they gave her crap because of how her acting. Her acting isn't very good.
Okay.
You know, mic work.
Okay.
And all that. I think that's where she gets the most criticism.
Okay.
I don't think her in-ring work is that bad. It's not as good as Sasha Banks, but
wait. Alicia Fox is not as good as Sasha Banks?
No, I don't think she's.
I beg to differ.
She is not good.
I think she was way better. She did way more stuff, at least in this match. She did way more stuff than Sasha did. And so let's talk about the men in here. Okay, so it was
Swan.
The Junkyard Swan.
The Junkyard Swan.
That's all I kept thinking in this match. It was like, this is the Junkyard Dog 2017. And I was like, we give Kofi the Kofi Beware.
JYS. The JYS.
So, I mean, we're getting returns of old characters, and that's all the vibe that I got from him. And I was like, he's athletic, but it's like, dude, y'all need to clean up his appearance. It's like, they look like they just threw some pants on him and some boots and said, get in there off the street. I was like, but he's great in ring work, did really well. I thought the dancing was a little bit too much that was going on in there. And it's like, I don't like goofball characters. Well, I take it back. I do like goofball characters, but I don't like so many goofball characters, and your personality has to fit it. And now people will say like, oh, he's fun and he's happy and stuff like that. But no. No.
Well,
the Junkyard Swan. That's
the Junkyard Swan. Well, the Junkyard Swan and Sasha Banks actually did. They won the match, and I don't know exactly what direction they're going to go through.
He had a great move off the rope. That what was it? The little twisting thing that he did off the.
It looks like a freaking red arrow.
Yeah, it does.
That's what it looks like.
It does. And what does he call it?
I have no freaking idea.
But that was a great move for his, and it was like they had great finishing moves. The match was like back and forth. So like I just think Sasha got beat up too much in it.
And if you really look at how the work that Sasha Banks was doing at NXT, I thought in a lot of ways her main roster career is not as good as NXT. I mean, the writers. I think a lot of this has to do. Now you give her noise about all that, but I think that the way they're booking her is completely. They're mishandling her. They don't know what the hell to do with this girl, and she's fucking good.
Do you want to have a long title reign, or do you want to see other people get a chance to get the belt?
Well, the problem with that is that when Charlotte was at Raw, they were trading the belts back and forth. Then
So
Bayley
now they're trying to give it to somebody else.
Then Bayley comes in and automatically gets a freaking title shot, which she shouldn't have. She should have gone and started way at the bottom. And
so you wanted to see Bayley versus Sasha? I mean, not Bayley versus Sasha, but Alexa Bliss versus Sasha.
Well, Alexa Bliss was still at SmackDown at that time, but what I'm saying is that as far as Sasha Banks, she should have stayed champ for a while, or it should have just the feud with Charlotte, and until WrestleMania she should have won it. She should have won it when we went in 32.
Once again, we go back to they need Glow Wrestling, but I mean, if she stays the champ, then she's just beating up the same people over and over again.
And that's what sucks about the brand split.
Yeah.
So that's why I think that whatever champ whoever's champ, the champ gets to go to both shows.
Okay.
That's what I think, but that's just me. So the next one is Alexa Bliss versus Bayley in a kendo stick on a pole match. Did Vince Russo write this?
All right, so my feelings about
Judy Bagwell on the bench.
All right, couple feelings about this is Bayley is horrible on the mic. She's horrible on the mic.
She's very bad.
And she is bad. Like the backstage pre-fight thing, it was just so bad. Yeah. It was so bad. It was cringe whether you were like, just stop. Just cut this interview. Just cut this interview already. Just stop.
Roman Reigns.
Yes. So I think Alexa Bliss, though, is Trish 2017.
Trish, you really think that?
I think she's.
You know what? I can see that.
Yeah.
She's not as voluptuous, but she is.
I mean, not just in just a look, but in her persona. Yeah, her work, her persona.
Yeah,
I think and I think that she overshadowed Bayley so much. It was like going into the match because looking at all the previous little run-ins that they had together going into a match, the whole embarrassing her, the whole having her stand on the podium when she was talking about like, hey, I'm your family's role model now, and it was like I like her heel aspect, and she's a great in-ring performer, and I think Bayley, obviously, she came off NXT because you can do the work, but they need to do something.
They need to do something with that.
She needs to drop this "I'm a hugger" gimmick thing, and it's like they need to give her a little bit more focus than this because, and
as far as a wrestler, she's very good. But she is they're punking the hell out of this girl, and
maybe they're using it to build up Alexa Bliss. Maybe they're doing it to build her up, and it's working because that's all I took away from this match is, damn, Alexa Bliss she's coming out. This is a turning point for her, and this whole feud for them is like this is a turning point to boost Alexa Bliss. Bayley is falling by the wayside.
What do you think about? First of all, she beat the crap out of her with that freaking candlestick.
And by the way, the match was too short.
Yeah, it was. And then
it's a candlestick match and no blood. That was my other point. It was like, how many candlestick matches have you ever seen where nobody bleeds?
Somewhere freaking Ken Shamrock is like, man, it's some bush. And I know, bleeding all over the place.
Look, and I know it's women, and it's like they're ultimately divas too, and then they can't be busting them up, and they got to take pictures and stuff like that. But still, if you're gonna sell it as an Extreme Rules match, and you're gonna sell candlesticks, to make me believe that somebody can get hurt.
Hey, so I was right before this match started. What did you think of that freaking Elias Sampson, the Drifter dude, singing like the fucking rock concert?
It was a rock concert. I totally got it, and they were talking about like. At first, I thought that he wasn't even playing, and they zoomed in on it. I was like, oh yeah, he really is playing. So I'm assuming that this is going to work into some gimmick later on down the line where he's just going to be doing this all the time. And
yeah, but it's going to get tiresome real freaking quick, man. I'll tell you right now.
That's why Rocky did it once.
Well, I think that no, he did it like 3 or 4 times.
Really?
He did it like the first time, then he did it against Goldberg, and then he did it again
that's why
with Cena.
I didn't see the Goldberg match. I never saw the Goldberg match.
Well, either way, Alexa Bliss actually she tore the crap out of Bayley, won, kept her freaking belt, and let's see who's gonna freaking
Maybe Sasha.
take on. It should be Sasha. I swear it should be Sasha.
Maybe.
You know what? Screw that. Give me freaking Dana Brooke. Give her a shot. Let me see what she can do.
You know what? Don't give me Nia Jax, because that's another person who's horrible.
Big J-Lo. Jello.
She was on the pre-show, and I was like, please stop talking.
Hey, you know what though? And I'm not confront. That's a beautiful woman right there. Man.
Oh yeah,
she is so freaking pretty. Just can't get over it. How pretty she is.
just don't talk.
Just don't.
Up next,
Nia versus Bayley in the battle of the.
don't talk match.
Horrible match. Yeah, don't talk match. All right, next one. Hardy Boys versus Cesaro and Sheamus.
All right, so
Shamesaro.
They had a cool little intro thing.
That's an awesome intro.
Yeah, they do that. I like that, and that was really cool.
But damn, them two on the mic, man. I think that's what this is lacking. Is this whole?
It's funny. We talk about wrestling. Like nobody can speak. They do great work. They do great work in the ring, which is what they're supposed to do. But nobody can talk. That's the aspect we're picking at. Is like nobody can talk.
But they can wrestle. That's what they get paid for.
They can't talk.
Well, it is
they need managers. That's what it is. They need managers.
Well, I mean, Brock Lesnar can't really talk on.
That's why.
Paul Heyman.
Bring back the valets. Bring back the managers, because these people can't talk.
Not anymore. No, they can't. And they're supposed to learn all this stuff in NXT, and they just can't. I guess it goes away when they get
very few remaining. Okay, back to the match.
All right, back to the match. Next one is for the tag titles, and Hardy Boys are going against Shamesaro here. And overall, I thought it was a pretty brutal match. To be honest with you.
Okay, so here's the deal. They hadn't had many tag cage matches,
right? And
the Hardy Boys weren't most of them that they had. But when you think about it, like the Dudleys, Edge and Christian. This didn't top those, and not that I expected it to top those.
But it had its brutal spots.
You had Matt from the top of the Swanton from the top of the cage,
right,
and that was really it. That was really it.
Is that?
I mean, you had the Dudleys and stuff like where people really getting thrown around and getting hurt.
This is an extreme
rules, and that's the overall theme of this show, and it was long.
I thought that it was a pretty. I mean, I guess you're right. If you're comparing it, see, I wasn't comparing it to anything. I was just looking at it for what it was.
Okay, it's
there was some brutal spots.
Okay. If you think about it, like spots. If you was like, hey, Razor Ramon's gonna do a ladder match, and then it's the worst ladder matches of all. It's a pretty good ladder match, but it ain't none of his go rent that from Blockbuster. It's none of those. So I mean, and that's what made me a little down about it. I was like, okay, Hardy Boys are back. They're gonna do something exciting outside of the Swanton, which I think I've already seen him do in either the Dudley Boys or the Edge and Christian match. He's already done that. And not that I want him to get hurt. He's older. I don't want him to get hurt. But dang it. Make Cesaro do something really off the wall. Make Sheamus do something really. I don't remember them doing anything outside of throwing people in the gates. And then the Hardy Boys did the whole thing where they both sat at the gates and they both drop kicked them while they were sitting down in the face on the thing. That was cool.
That was cool.
But that's not a cage match, sir. That's a regular match.
I'm trying to boost it up here.
That's not working. Match. It didn't suck, but it wasn't a regular match. And it was surprising though to see Cesaro and Sheamus win.
But you know what? They deserved it. They freaking deserved to win. After all of these, ever since the Hardys came back at WrestleMania, they've been just beating the crap out of everybody. Mm-hmm. And
but yeah, like you said, we can get broken Matt Hardy now.
That's what I'm thinking is gonna happen. That this is gonna be the start of broken Matt Hardy.
Crowd still loved him. They deleted.
Delete. Absolutely, that thing is more over, I swear. But I just think that it's ironic that one, it's an Extreme Rules match, and they're Team Extreme. Mm-hmm. And
very, very little extreme in this pay-per-view. Very little extreme in this.
Either way, Cesaro and Shamesaro is the new tag champs, right. And well deserved. So hopefully they have a pretty decent reign. Mm-hmm. Next one, Austin Aries and King of the Cruiserweights, freaking Aaron Neville. Nellyville. And to be honest with you, this match was not as good as I thought it was going to be.
I was more impressed with this match than any other match that went on.
I thought
I like Nellyville.
Nellyville's good, man, and Aries is good too. I used to watch Aries in freaking TNA, but he's just not. he just wasn't. He didn't look like he could freaking muster any damn offense, man. Everything was all Neville. The whole freaking
because they're really pushing
out. They're pushing him big time. And then what got me the most was at the end. I mean, unfortunately, they did their thing and it was decent. It was okay. But it was more on Neville's spot. Neville won. In a great freaking, they were going back and forth, but Neville won. He won. He retained his title, and now it's probably our next program with T.J. Perkins. But at the end, if you catch the move, if you catch the show at the end, the camera is like right on Aries Spears. Is right on Austin Aries, and he's just looking at him like.
I forgot they were going to show.
She's just looking at the freaking camera like, man, some bush.
Yeah, maybe so. I ended up liking this match more because we get so few matches where it's really filled, where you really get involved in, where it's back and forth. It's like, oh man, he kicked out of that. Oh man, he got out of that submission hold. This one felt really back and forth, so much that it really got me into it. I was more excited about. I like Nellyville.
I couldn't get into it.
I like Nellyville. I like Austin Aries.
And
I got what I expected. I got some great technical wrestling. I got some high flying moments.
Okay. But like I said, it was all Neville. Neville was the freaking highlight.
It was because they're pushing Neville. I get that they're totally pushing Neville.
And that's why I did not. That is why I don't feel that way about the match. Is because it just seemed all one sided.
Okay.
It seemed really one sided, and those freaking tapes on his back do something.
That disturbs me.
That disturbs me the hell out of it. All right. Final fatal 5-way. For number one contendership for Brock Lesnar's Universal title with Bray Wyatt, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Roman Reigns, and Samoa Joe.
One of these things are not like the other. Finn Balor! Why is he in this match?
Not in cruiserweights. Why didn't you fight Kalisto?
I know he held a world title, but just as much crap as people give Roman Reigns about he wasn't ready, it's not his time, I think they should be giving Finn Balor that same amount, because I don't think he's ready for this. One, he's too damn small for this division. He looks like a kid next to everybody.
He is.
This is like when the Hurricane was fighting. Exactly. That's all he reminds me of. He reminds me of the Hurricane being there against all these big guys, and then somehow he's gonna get your butt kicked the whole thing.
Rey Mysterio beat Batista and won the title from him.
And that was bad booking. Is what that was. I'm not gonna say that was good booking.
Well, let's get to the match. The match was actually pretty dang good. It started out, you had your alliances with Samoa Joe and Bray Wyatt, and they were beating the crap out of everybody. They were slapping the hell out of freaking Finn Balor like he was a little,
Let's get in the Hurricane.
And they were hurricaning him up, and then of course, Roman Reigns comes in. I thought the one that got lost in the whole freaking mix was Seth Rollins.
Yeah, true.
To be honest with you, I think that he was lost in the whole thing. They highlighted Bray, they highlighted Joe, and
they had to highlight Joe. They
highlighted pretty much everybody but Rollins. And
they highlight Finn Balor getting beat up, except for his one moment towards the end.
Stone Cold made a good point. He was talking about Seth Rollins not really knowing who his character is.
Really?
Which is funny considering that Dolph Ziggler don't know who the hell character is.
That's the person that doesn't know who.
But I'm starting to see it a little bit as far as Rollins.
That's like examples.
Example is you knew Shawn Michaels was Shawn Michaels.
Okay.
You can't tell what sets Seth Rollins apart besides his in-ring. Nothing. There is really nothing that sets Seth Rollins apart.
You need him to show more of his personality.
I think so. I think you need to see some more of that stuff. The thing with Roman Reigns, obviously he can't talk. That's a lock. Yeah. But he's got.
But you don't know who he is because he can't talk.
He's got a presence and he's got a look.
Okay.
He's lose the damn vest already.
Oh no, that's his thing.
But he's got to lose the vest. It looks like a freaking superhero.
We still see John Cena in jean shorts.
That's a good point. Anyway, but yeah, so that's when this is all over, I really do hope that Seth Rollins they start pushing him a different way. Get him away from it. They should put him in the fucking IC title.
They try. Okay, so here's the deal. It's like they try to do heel. People loved him as heel. Then they moved him to face. People love him as face. And so what do you want him to do? They've done both, and it's like he's been the same character in both aspects.
Yeah, I guess.
He hasn't really changed.
I guess, maybe.
He was a heel at the same character, and it was like people loved him, and it was like, you just will fight bad people now. So that's the only difference. Is like we're gonna fight you against heels, but you're still the same person.
Even his match with Triple H at WrestleMania wasn't even, and he was supposed to like overcome the King, and it still didn't really. His finisher sucks.
Then they need to give him more spots where like he can feud more. He can feud more. He needs to feud more.
And this match was not good for him.
Okay.
This honestly, and I think you're absolutely right. I don't think this match was good for Finn Balor either.
Nah, I think it was a bad match.
I think it should have been I think it should have been a triple.
It should have been a triple threat.
And go from there. Especially since Bray Wyatt has not gotten his rematch.
He ain't getting a rematch.
He ain't getting his rematch.
He got Big Showed.
And what sucks about, even though it's kind of contradicting what we're saying, is that Finn Balor never lost the belt. He never lost the Universal belt.
Yeah.
So that sucks.
And he didn't get his match back. Yeah.
And he never got his rematch. So that kind of sucks. So I don't know. The writing is all over the place right now. I love that Samoa Joe won the match, and I think Brock is the way to go. Mm-hmm. Brock needs to drop it to Joe at the stupidest title of a pay-per-view.
I don't know how they can. I don't know how they can. Well, they have to now because that's it. I was like, I don't know how they market that match.
Well, they market it by the size and the Beast versus Beast type.
I guess.
But Finn Balor, man. I mean,
I can't wait to see him get F5.
I think Finn and Finn and Rollins need to go. They need to start feuding a little bit there.
I guess. I mean, Seth is smaller.
What do you do with Bray, though? What do you do with Bray?
Okay, so Bray faces the same thing that Kane and Undertaker faced. Where
they were shown as monsters and they won. Mm-hmm. This dude.
No. I mean, not even that. I'm talking about I was like the supernatural aspect that they're going with Bray and this, and it was like, how do you sell that in every match? How do you put that different ways? How do you put that in every feud?
How do you lose? You lose and lose. You talk a good game and then you lose.
Well, once again, there are those wrestlers where they don't need to win, and to still keep their appeal. And Bray is one of them. Look how many times Randy Orton lost.
He's 12-time champ, but he lost 12 times.
Randy Orton went through a period where he lost a lot. And it was like he lost a lot of the big pay-per-views.
So are you saying that Bray Wyatt has to freaking pay his dues?
No, not even that he has to pay his dues. Is that Randy Orton was so over that it didn't matter if he lost or not.
All right. Well, here's something that I didn't understand. Now, Fatal 4-Ways are usually an elimination match. Mm-hmm. So when you pin one, they're eliminated. Next, last man standing.
Yeah, because this
Why
is
was this not
what is this,
that way?
It's more like a triple threat? Or,
yeah, it was first one to get pinned loses, but that's not what a Fatal 4-Way or Fatal 5-Way is.
Yeah. I don't really remember a lot of Fatal 4-Way matches. The last one I remember was like Elimination Chamber, and I don't think it was
6 people though.
I mean, but still, it's the same format though. But that one was actual elimination, but they put that in the title.
I don't know. But you got Extreme Rules with no Extreme.
Okay.
You got disqualifications in a freaking Extreme Rules match.
Okay.
And you have a Fatal 5-Way where it's not elimination.
Right.
This pay-per-view made no freaking sense whatsoever.
No. And, okay, so here's my thing. When I saw Extreme Rules, I thought we were going back to the day when they had all of ECW's wrestlers there, and they were like, "Hey, let's do something hardcore. Let's do something extreme." And they were gonna. I thought this was a resurgence of that. We were bringing that back because all those people got let go. By the way, all those people got let go, and I thought we were gonna do that. And this was them just branding it but it was a regular pay-per-view. It was a regular pay-per-view.
Absolutely. And what sucks about this is I understand that we're in the PG-13 era. I get it. I get it. But if you're really recognizing that you're in a PG-13 era, then I don't think you need Extreme Rules anymore.
You don't.
I think you're done. You can't have Extreme Rules because you're PG-13 or PG. You ain't PG-13. You're just PG.
Change pay-per-view.
Change pay-per-view. And it's bad when a 5-foot girl, blonde, has the most extreme match in the entire freaking pay-per-view.
It was bloodless though. I mean, Candlestick should drop.
Still,
it should be blood.
Crap.
Tommy Dreamer. As a matter of fact, we talked about Paley talked about Tommy Dreamer. His Candlestick matches, he beat the crap out of people. he beats the crap out of people. So to give me that whole impression going into this, it's like, thinking about Tommy Dreamer and blah, blah, and then nothing. The match was like 2 minutes long, and you got your butt whipped basically with a candlestick over the back. Nobody got hit in the face. Nobody get hit in the knee. I just want to see somebody get maimed, obviously, in a match.
Obviously. So that was our review on Extreme Rules. I don't think that it was. I mean, it wasn't a bad, like a horrible pay-per-view as far as the matches. Some of them were, you had your hits and misses. But like T said, it just should have been called something else. It shouldn't have been Extreme Rules. This should have actually been Great Balls of Fire. Because that's a dumb name for a pay-per-view, but
hey,
whatever.
They made mention too that they're doing a female Money in the Bank.
Yeah,
that's your tie-in where you said like being able to defend on both, or somebody can win it on one and go challenge the champion on the other side.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
Who
knows if they're gonna do that?
But you got the Mae Young Classic coming up, so I think the women are gonna get pushed well, and I'm interested in these ideas, but I hope to see them executed very well.
I'm with you. I'm with you. They need Glow Wrestling.
Yeah, they need Glow Wrestling.
If
Mae Young does really well, like if the pay-per-view vibes on that is really high and it does really well, and it gets we're going to review it, but the opinions of it go across real well, then I'm hoping that maybe they will expand out to something like that. They'll maybe call it WXT or something like that. I don't know. Wex.
Oh, that's awful. Terrence, take us home.
All right, so another pay-per-view done, another Dropkick of the Beauty. We'll definitely be back next pay-per-view. Money in the Bank. Hopefully. We'll be back for that. We'll definitely give you our opinions on what the matches were. But tell us what you guys thought about Extreme Rules. I can't get my words out today. Tell us what you thought about Extreme Rules. I mean, if you felt it was extreme enough, or maybe you need some more Tommy Dreamer type extreme ECW. I'm gonna cut that. ECW or
where's Rob Van Dam when you need him?
Exactly. Those type of characters back to give us a true extreme type of pay-per-view, or like I said, you just loved it and this was good enough for you. It was a PG-13 bloodless Extreme Rules pay-per-view. But as always, make sure you subscribe, and that way you'll know about when all the Dropkick and the Beauties come out, and all the other shows that we do.
For Aspen, out wherever she's at, I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence,
and we'll see you next time.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
3, 2, 1.
Fucking.
All right.
Look, man. Stand up. All right.
3, 2, 1. Hi guys, welcome to Dropkick and a Beauty. And today we are going to review. I have no idea. What are we reviewing?
Extreme Rules. Extreme Rules.
Okay. Oh god. 3, 2. I was gonna say Backlash.
Backlash again.
We did
that. You see what happened when you actually try to be consistent about things?
Oh man. See, Owen, consistent. All right.